Chosen one, hear this not as a story, but as a divine revelation sent straight from the throne of heaven. Before you go any further, take one slow breath, quiet the noise around you, and let your spirit come to stillness. This is not a message to panic, it is a moment to be present. The Archangel Michael commands attention, for what you're about to receive is truth wrapped in mercy. There is someone near you, someone whose presence you've taken comfort in, someone who stood beside you in silence, and they are slowly dying. This isn't a distant soul. No, this is someone whose name is etched into your heart. They have laughed with you, carried your burdens, and whispered encouragement into your weary days. But now, they are carrying a suffering so deep, so private, that not even their tears reach the surface. Their body is weakening, their nights are long and sleepless, and yet they smile when they see you choosing love over fear, choosing to protect you from the pain that's crushing them inside. Why do they hide it? Not out of pride, but out of love. Because they would rather suffer in silence than let you feel the weight they carry. But heaven cannot stay silent any longer. The truth must reach you now before it's too late, because you still have time to bring them the healing light they've been silently praying for. And hear this with clarity. Heaven reveals what is hidden, not to torment you, but to give you mercy. Time to love well, time to speak life, time to be there while there is still breath. You've seen the signs, the way they move a little slower, the way their voice trembles when they say they're fine, the way they slip away quietly hoping you won't ask. These are not coincidences. These are cries for help dressed in gentleness. You do not need perfect words. You do not need to fix what only God can heal. But you are called to show up in love, steady, humble, and unafraid. And the name of this person, it will pierce your heart. You know who it is. This is not a game of guessing names, and it is not a sentence of fear. It is a sacred invitation to discern with prayer, to move with compassion, and to refuse the lie of later. And now the mantle has shifted. They once protected you. Now you are called to protect them. Bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6:2. Now, as you step into this sacred calling, I ask you, are you ready to stand in the gap for the one who stood for you? Type Amen in the comments as a sign that you receive this truth and that you're ready to walk in the purpose heaven has set before you. And stay with me until the end, because we'll close in a powerful prayer that could change everything. Not with fear, but with faith. Not with pressure, but with presence. This isn't just a story, it's your assignment, and time is running out. Chosen one, listen with every fiber of your spirit. It is a divine interruption, an appointment made in heaven long before this moment ever touched your timeline. You did not stumble upon this message. It was placed before your eyes by the will of the Almighty. Because someone you love, yes, someone close to you, is dying, and they're hiding it. They have carried you through storms without speaking of their own. They've carried agony beneath a face lit with gentle strength. They have laughed with you while their strength slipped away. And now heaven is speaking, because the hour is pressing. This isn't about fear. This is about purpose. This is about destiny. This is about a sacred bond that God Himself formed between your heart and theirs. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Luke 8:17. You were chosen to know this truth now, because your love, your prayers, and your presence hold the power to bring light into their darkest hour. This isn't just about illness, it's about timing, it's about obedience. It's about what heaven has entrusted you with at this very moment. Their days are numbered more closely than you realize. The thread of their time is thinner than it appears. And still, they put on the mask. Still, they whisper, "I'm fine," with a trembling voice and a quiet exit. You've felt it, haven't you? That strange heaviness around them, That pull in your chest, the dreams you couldn't explain, the sudden moments of worry you tried to brush off. Those were not coincidences, they were divine signals, warnings wrapped in love, echoes of eternity nudging your soul awake. And now, the Archangel Michael speaks again, not with thunder, but with clarity. This message is for you, not the one beside you, not the one scrolling past. You. Heaven doesn't speak twice when it comes to moments like these. The name of this sick one is already rising in your heart. It's someone who matters, someone whose absence would break something in you that can never be fixed. Their strength in hiding has been a gift to you, but your courage in seeing through it, that will be your gift to them. Do not delay. If you knew how little time they have left, you would hold them longer. You would listen more closely. You would let nothing go unsaid. But the danger is in the disguise. They're good at pretending, too good. And their strength, while admirable, has tricked even you into believing they're fine, but they are not. Behind that gentle smile is a pain growing louder. Behind their quiet moments is a cry that's reaching heaven, and heaven has heard. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Their body is tired, their heart is weakening, and in the stillness of night their spirit has whispered for help. They have prayed not for themselves but for you, that when the truth comes you would be strong enough to carry it, that you wouldn't look away, that you would be the one to bring light where medicine could not, love where strength has run dry. And now, chosen one, that prayer has been answered. This is the hour. The moment heaven has prepared you for is now. What will you do with it? You may have already noticed it, the way they pause mid-sentence, as if breath has become a burden, the quick nod, the faster than usual, "I'm okay," spoken just a little too fast, the quiet exits, the shaking hands, the silence that stretches longer than it used to. These are not small things. These are holy alarms, sacred signs from a God who sees what is hidden. You are not helpless. You are not meant to be a bystander. You are part of the healing plan. Your love is the key, not your perfection, not your solutions. Just your presence, your care, your willingness to see them fully. Remember Lazarus. He was dead 4 days before Jesus arrived, and when the Son of God stood before the tomb, he didn't shout strategy, he wept. And then, with power, he called the dead back to life. That same Jesus walks with you now, and what he did then, he can do again through you. You may feel overwhelmed, but heaven is not. You may feel late, but God is always on time. This is your moment to rise in love, not in panic, not in fear, but in purpose, because you were chosen for this. There is still time to bring comfort to the one who has always comforted you. There is still time to speak life where silence has reigned. There is still time to show them that they are not alone, not forgotten, not invisible. The whispers of your heart are not paranoia, they are prophecy. You were not meant to be a spectator to their suffering. You were meant to be an agent of God's love. Their light may still glow, but it flickers behind a growing shadow. Their laughter still rings, but it echoes over pain. And their silence, it is not peace, it is a prison. But you carry the key. If you only knew the nights they cried alone, the quiet prayers they sent up, begging not for healing, but for your strength. If you could see how their faith has stayed steady, even as their flesh has failed, and yet they never wanted to burden you. They never wanted to place their pain on your shoulders. But now, heaven has, not to crush you, but to awaken you. For such a time as this, Esther 4:14, this message has pierced through time itself to reach you. This very moment has been written in eternity. Heaven trembled before placing this truth in your hands, but the time has come. That name has been whispering through your heart long before this moment. You don't need to search for it. You know who it is. And now the question is not, will you act? The question is, how will you love them while there is still time? Their strength has brought you this far. Now it's your turn. There's a moment in every life when the noise of the world fades and something deeper speaks. A whisper you can't shake. A pull in your spirit that says, pay attention. That moment is now. You may think you're just watching a video. You may think this is just another message. But chosen one, let your heart lean in. What you are about to receive is not just truth, it is assignment. A heavenly interruption written directly into the timeline of your life. Because someone you love, someone whose name lives in your story, is dying. And they've been hiding it from you. This is not a message of fear. This is a message of awakening. The silence has lasted long enough, and heaven, in its mercy, has ripped the veil away. The angel of truth now delivers mercy, not judgment. You were not called to carry this as a weight, but to rise into it as a calling. This person, the one your spirit already recognizes, has been fighting quietly. Their body is weaker than they let on. Their strength is fading, piece by piece. But in your presence, they still smile. They still speak with laughter. Still pretend that everything is fine. Not because they don't trust you, but because they love you more than they love themselves. Because they fear how the truth might hurt you, so they keep the pain locked away. But hiding the truth doesn't stop the clock, and heaven refuses to let you miss these final moments under a veil of pretend peace. The window of mercy is narrowing faster than you realize. The signs are all around you, that cough that lingers, that hand placed quietly on their chest when no one's looking. The quick, almost forced way they say, "I'm fine." The sudden silence in the middle of a conversation. These are not small things. They are silent alarms. And the Spirit of God has been trying to get your attention. You felt it, that weight in your chest, the strange dreams that haunt your sleep, the anxiety that rises even when everything seems normal. These are not coincidences. They are heaven's gentle nudges, divine signals trying to bring you closer to the truth before the window of mercy closes. The name of the person who is suffering is not written in mystery. It's written in your memory. It's the name that surfaces in your mind right now. You know who it is. And heaven chose to show you not the doctors, not the neighbors, not distant relatives. You, because you're the one they can't bear to leave. You're the one they've tried to protect, even at the cost of their own strength. But by shielding you, they've lost time. Time they could have spent being real with you. Time they could have received the comfort they've been quietly aching for. And so, eternity cracked open for this moment now. Not to break you, but to prepare you, to awaken you. Because from this moment forward, every second matters. Every breath is a divine opportunity to act in love, to step in with care, to speak words that might be the very healing their body can't find on its own. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. They cannot wear the mask forever. The illness is growing louder, and soon, even their smile won't be able to hide it. But heaven didn't wait for the obvious signs to appear. Heaven chose you to see first, to feel it in your soul before it showed up in the flesh. That's how much you matter to their story. That's how sacred your role is. You weren't left in the dark, you were set in the light. Not everyone was meant to hear this message, but you were, because your voice, your presence, your faith is the very tool God wants to use now. Their strength has carried you for so long. Now it's your turn. Let that sink in. The face that just flashed across your mind, the one you feel drawn to protect right now, that's not imagination, that's revelation. That's heaven breathing clarity into your spirit. You were chosen not to panic, but to act. Not to run, but to reach. Because the battle they're fighting in silence is too heavy to carry alone anymore. And the love they've shown you in silence is now crying out for a return in truth. Every hour you hesitate is an hour stolen from both of you. Every later is a missed opportunity. Don't let the lie of, "I'll ask tomorrow," rob you of what you're being called to do today. The name that weighs on your chest right now, it's not a stranger's name. It's a name filled with memories. a name connected to laughter, to milestones, to prayers you've prayed, a name that will haunt you if ignored, but bless you if you lean into it now. Let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and in truth. 1 John 3:18. Their spirit has already cried out to heaven on your behalf, not for their own healing, but for your strength. They've prayed in the quiet of night that when the moment comes, you would be ready, that when the truth breaks through, you wouldn't fall apart, but rise up. And now the moment is here. The clock is ticking, but not without mercy. Heaven gives this to you not as a punishment, but as grace, a divine second chance to love before loss, to hold before farewell, to heal before heartbreak. Not every soul receives this kind of warning, but you have, because your role is greater than you knew, and the bond you share with this person, it's holy, like David's love for Jonathan, like Naomi's devotion to Ruth. What binds you isn't just emotion, it's covenant. It's something heaven took notice of long ago. And now that same heaven has interrupted your day to tell you, do not wait. Do not ignore what your soul already knows. Your presence can be their medicine, your voice can be their anchor, your love, poured out in honesty and grace, can be the miracle they never told you they were praying for. There is a time to be still, but this is not that time. Now is the moment to act in love, to reach with tenderness, to speak without fear. The face in your heart, the name on your spirit, go to them. You don't need to have the perfect words. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to show up, to be present, to remind them they're not alone, because they've been carrying you for years in ways you didn't even know, and now heaven is asking, will you carry them? This isn't tragedy. This is holy ground. Walk it with open eyes. Walk it with courage. Walk it in the full authority of love, and let heaven do the rest. This message is not here by chance. It is not a passing thought or a poetic whisper. This was written into your timeline before you ever took your first breath. If you feel something stirring in your chest right now, if your spirit seems to rise before you, even understand why that is not emotion, that is recognition. Because heaven has called you into something sacred. The angel assigned to this moment declares not in riddles, but in revelation. You cannot ignore this. Not now. Not when the veil has been lifted. This moment was not a surprise in the halls of heaven. It was written into the blueprint of your life, planned with purpose and delivered with urgency. Not because it's the end, but because it's a turning point, and what you choose to do next will echo far beyond what you can see. Will you show up now, or wait until only regret remains? Heaven isn't scaring you. Heaven is pleading with you, because the one you love, yes, that name that has already begun pressing against your heart, is slipping through your fingers in silence. They are not a stranger. Their name is not distant. It is not unfamiliar. Their name is a part of you. To lose them would not just leave a gap in your days, it would leave a tear in your very soul. That is why this message comes now. That is why the Spirit of God has stirred you, because you still have time. Time to speak. Time to hold. Time to change the course of what could soon be lost. The Archangel says this: when heaven reveals a secret like this, it is not punishment, it is mercy. You are being given one last chance, not to control what happens, but to be present for what matters most. Look into their eyes. Let them see you seeing them. Let them know the silence no longer has to protect you, because your love is now their protection. Your courage is now their covering. Heaven has stopped time to bring you this message, and you can feel it, can't you? The weight of this truth pressing gently but firmly on your chest. You may want to dismiss it, but your soul won't let you. Deep down, you know, this was always meant to find you. Think about it. You've shared dinners with them, laughed until your sides ached, built memories you thought would stretch into forever. But while you were building those moments, they were breaking in silence. Their body was failing while no one noticed. their strength slipping while they still chose to smile. They didn't tell anyone, not because they didn't trust you, but because they loved you. They believed that keeping it from you was a way to protect you. But heaven sees all that is hidden. Heaven sees the sleepless nights, the quiet tears, the prayers whispered into the dark, asking not for healing, but for strength for you when the truth comes out. And heaven has declared the silence must end. The name that weighs heavy on your heart right now, the name that makes your throat tighten and your spirit ache, that's the one. That's the person, not a stranger, not a shadow, a soul who has helped shape the days of your life. Their presence is etched into your timeline. Their absence would be more than pain, it would be emptiness. This is why heaven made sure you would know first. Not the crowds, not the professionals. You. Because your bond with them is deeper than what others can see. You are not just someone they love, you are the one they've tried to protect at all costs. That is why they've smiled through agony. That is why they've said, "I'm fine," when everything inside them is falling apart. They weren't lying out of fear. They were loving you through silence. But silence can no longer shield you. And God is asking you not to look away. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. 1 Peter 3:12. Their time is shorter than you think. Their strength is weaker than they've shown. But heaven has not given up on them because heaven has sent you. Yes, you are the miracle they've been praying for. Not one of flashes and fire, but of presence, of patience, of power in simple love. You are the quiet answer to their quiet cries. You feel it, don't you? A name pressing gently on your soul, asking to be seen. That subtle trembling under the surface of your thoughts, that's not fear. That's heaven pressing the truth forward, saying, now is the time. You don't have to speak loudly. You don't need perfect words. Just look them in the eye. Hold their hand. Say their name with love. Remind them they are not alone, because your love is greater than their pain, and your presence may be the very medicine they've needed all along. Think back for a moment. Remember the last time they hugged you and how it lasted a little longer than usual. Remember when they said, "I love you," but their voice trembled just slightly. Those were not random moments. Those were silent goodbyes they didn't know how to say out loud. But here's the hope. It's not too late. You still have time. You still have days. You still have hours and conversations and laughter waiting to be had, not under the mask, but in the light of truth. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Romans 12:15. And when you walk into that light, when you face the reality of their suffering not with fear but with faith, something will shift. The weight will not disappear, but it will be shared. And healing will begin, not just for them, but for you too. You have a choice. You can wait until only memories remain, or you can create moments now that will live forever. Heaven has paused everything to deliver you this window of clarity. The name you carry in your heart is not distant, it is near, so close, closer than your breath. And when you whisper it out loud, when you finally admit what your soul already knows, you will feel the confirmation of heaven rest on you like a mantle. Because you were entrusted with this. You were appointed for this hour. Heaven now confirms through its servant. You will not lose them if you step in now. Let that settle in your bones. Let it awaken the fight in your spirit. This is not just about survival. It's about love rising before loss, light entering before darkness. This person you love is still here, still breathing, still able to feel. And if your love speaks now, it will reach them deeper than any medicine ever could. Don't let fear delay your response. Don't let busyness become your excuse. Don't let the lie of tomorrow steal the holy ground you stand on today. This message has not come to burden you, but to bless you. Not to overwhelm you, but to awaken you. Not to crush you with sorrow, but to crown you with purpose. Heaven trusted you with this truth, and the one who reveals also equips. So rise, chosen one. Step into the light of this moment. Let your love do what silence never could. And when you act, when you love bravely, see clearly, and walk closely, you'll understand why this message was never meant for anyone else. It was meant for you. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet pull in your soul that doesn't go away. Those feelings are not random. They are not passing shadows. They are signals. This isn't just another video. This isn't just another message. This is a moment heaven has carved into your timeline, a divine interruption, an urgent whisper from the throne of God itself. Because someone close to you is dying, and they've chosen to hide it not out of pride, but out of love. And heaven has decided you need to know. Heaven's warrior speaks clearly. Heaven rarely breaks into your life this loudly. But when it does, it's because destiny itself is standing at the door. And that door is opening now. This is your wake-up call, the moment where everything shifts. The silence that has surrounded this person, the one you're already thinking about, has gone on long enough. The time for pretending is over. This is not about panic. This is about purpose. You have been chosen not to carry this truth as a weight, but as a calling, a chance to change how their story ends. And it starts with recognizing what your spirit already knows. They are closer than you think. Not a memory, not a stranger, not a passing face from your past. They are here, living in the pages of your life like a chapter you thought you understood, but never fully read. Their smiles have been sincere, but behind them something deeper has been unfolding, a quiet unraveling, a body slowly weakening under the weight of sickness they've refused to speak of. They didn't want to burden you. They believed silence would shield you. But silence, left unchecked, becomes theft. It steals the moments that still belong to both of you. The time you could have had, the words you could have shared, the love you could have lived in truth instead of illusion. Heaven sees this. And heaven says, no more. The signs have been there all along, haven't they? The way they sometimes lean against the wall when they think you're not looking, the subtle drag in their steps, the slight crack in their voice when they say, don't worry about me. These aren't quirks. These aren't passing moments. They are whispers from their body, quiet warnings, subtle alarms. And though they believe they've hidden it well, your spirit has always known. Every uneasy dream, every unexplained tear, every sudden sense of urgency that hit your chest like a wave, those were not coincidences. They were heaven's preparation. Now the curtain has been pulled back. Heaven is handing you the keys. You have been chosen to stand beside them, not later, not once it's obvious, but now, while they still have strength, while they still have time. Michael only steps forward when the moment is sacred. Your strength will become their shield. Your words will be their healing. Your presence will be the anchor that keeps them grounded in hope. This is not a call to fear. This is a call to love, a fierce, holy, unstoppable love. A love that refuses to let silence have the final word. A love that walks into the darkness and says, you don't have to carry this alone anymore. The days ahead will test you. Their mask will begin to slip. The shaking hands, the tired eyes, the shortness of breath. You will see it more clearly now. But don't look away. Don't shrink back. You were not chosen to break. You were chosen to rise. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified, for the Lord your God goes with you. Deuteronomy 31:6. And oh, imagine what your love could unlock. Imagine the relief they'll feel when they realize they don't have to hide anymore, when they finally exhale and let you in. That moment of release, of truth, of shared humanity, that's when healing begins. Not just for them, but for you too. Because the name you feel pressing on your heart right now, that name is sacred. That name is not random. That name has been tied to your soul since the beginning. It is not a whisper from memory, it is a shout from heaven. And heaven is telling you, this is your assignment. They've been praying not for themselves, but for you. They've asked heaven to prepare you for the moment when truth would finally surface. Their greatest fear has never been death. It's been leaving you broken. Even as their body weakens, their love still stands guard over your heart. Even now, with every slowing heartbeat, their love beats louder than their pain. The voice from the throne: love is stronger than death, but only when it is spoken, only when it is shared. You cannot let this love stay buried under the rubble of silence. Speak, act, show up, now. Heaven isn't warning you to steal your peace, it's waking you to protect your purpose. You still have time, not forever, not endless hours. But you have enough to change their ending. Enough to write these final pages in love instead of sorrow. Let your courage be louder than your doubt. Let your faith be stronger than your fear. And when you whisper their name, when you finally face the truth your soul has always carried, you will feel the weight of it. And you will know this message wasn't for someone else. It was for you. This person matters, not just to you, but to heaven. And heaven doesn't call without reason. Heaven doesn't interrupt unless it's urgent. You stand now at a doorway where silence meets revelation. And on the other side is the chance to give someone the one thing they've lacked this whole time: the freedom to be seen, fully, and loved anyway. What would change if they knew you were ready? How would their spirit shift if they knew they didn't have to hide anymore? The curtain is open now. You can see what others can't. Not because you're stronger, not because you're more spiritual, but because you were chosen. When destiny speaks, it often does so in a whisper, but today it is roaring. You have been called to be light in their darkness, hope in their despair, love in their last unknown stretch of time. The one who's fading still breathes, still feels, still hopes, and their hope is you. The breath in their lungs is still reaching toward something. Let that something be your love. Let it be your presence. Let it be your voice saying, you don't have to hide anymore. I'm here now. I see you, and I'm not going anywhere. Rescue those being led away to death. Hold back those staggering towards slaughter. Proverbs 24:11. This is that rescue. This is that moment. This is your assignment. Archangel Michael says, this message will not leave you, not because it haunts, but because it heals. It will stay with you until the choice is made, until you step forward, until you answer. Because the one who is suffering doesn't need a miracle from the sky. They need you. And now, heaven has made sure you know. You've been feeling something, haven't you? A quiet pressure in your chest, a flicker of unease in your spirit, strange dreams, heavy thoughts, sudden waves of emotion that don't seem to come from anywhere. And while you've tried to brush it off, to explain it away as tiredness or stress, the truth is, your spirit already knows what your eyes haven't yet seen. That knowing inside you, that's not fear, that's revelation. Heaven never moves without purpose. And what you're hearing now is no accident. Heaven's warrior has been sent with a word that pierces through all distraction. This is the hour where truth and destiny collide. This is not just another day in your life. This is the day that changes everything. Someone close to you, someone who has laughed beside you, stood with you, shared moments and memories with you, is hiding a battle their body can no longer win on its own. They've been fighting in silence, covering pain with smiles and masking weakness with words like, I'm fine. But you've always sensed something deeper, haven't you? A quiet shift in their energy, a weariness behind their eyes. And now, heaven confirms what your soul has already felt. They are sick, and they are tired, not just in body but in spirit. They force laughter when their body trembles. They wipe away tears before you ever see them. They sit through conversations with a pain that screams inside, simply to protect you from worrying. They've convinced themselves that silence is love, that hiding their suffering somehow spares you from sorrow. But heaven disagrees, because silence may shield emotion, but it robs connection. It steals the time, the love, the truth that could have been shared, and the longer it goes unspoken, the more isolated their heart becomes. That's why this message comes now, Heaven will not let this remain hidden any longer. The divine is pressing a familiar name upon your heart right now, that name burning gently in the back of your mind, pulsing quietly in your chest. That's not imagination, that's not memory. That is the divine pressing truth upon your heart. And that name, it is not just a person in your life. It is someone written into the very fabric of your soul. Look closely. Haven't you seen the way they pause mid-step as if catching their breath? The way they lean against the counter, the doorway, the wall, as if gravity has grown heavier? Haven't you noticed how they avoid certain conversations now? How their voice softens when you ask if they're okay? Those were not small things. They were breadcrumbs from heaven, preparing your spirit for what was coming. This divine emissary now says with clarity, do not be blind any longer. Do not shrink back. You have been chosen to stand in the gap, not in pity, but in love, not in fear, but in faith. You were not shown this to be overwhelmed. You were shown this because you matter to them more than you know. Your love, spoken and shown, is the very thing they no longer have the strength to ask for. Your voice can be their comfort. Your presence can be their peace. Let this settle in your soul. You are the one, not by chance, not by circumstance. Heaven has chosen you for this very moment. And you may wonder, why me? Because you are the only one who can love them the way heaven intends. Others may care, but you are connected by something deeper, a bond heaven itself recognizes. And now, that bond becomes your calling. Whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin. James 4:17. You can no longer look away. The time for guessing has ended. This is the moment for action. You've been entrusted with this truth, and the Spirit of God is urging you, move now, before time slips away. This person doesn't need your sorrow. They don't need your sympathy. What they need is unshakable, unrelenting, unconditional love. A love that doesn't flinch in the face of weakness. A love that stands firm when others step back. A love that says, you're not alone, not today, not ever. Imagine their relief when they no longer have to pretend. Imagine their breath when they realize they can rest, finally, in truth. Imagine the healing that begins not with medicine, but with love. You don't need to fix them. You don't need to have the answers. All they've ever needed was for someone to see them, really see them, and stay anyway. This revelation isn't meant to break you. It's meant to wake you, to snap you out of the numbness that life's pace so often creates. Heaven is saying, you still have time. Use it. They are weaker than they look. Their body grows tired. But it is the weight of carrying this burden alone that has truly drained them. And yet, even in their suffering, their first thought has been you. Their fear has not been death. It's been the thought of leaving you behind in pain. That is love. Real, sacrificial, Christ-like love. And now, it's your turn to return it. Archangel Michael declares, your love is not just an emotion, it is a force, a holy weapon, a healing fire. When spoken, it breaks through fear. When shared, it weakens the grip of sickness. When consistent, it becomes stronger than death. That's why you were chosen. Not someone else, not a voice in the crowd, but you, right here, right now, because you are the one whose love can meet them where they are and bring them peace no one else can give. Close your eyes. Who comes to mind? Whose name surfaces before you even try? Whose image sits quietly in your spirit right now? That is not your imagination. That is heaven whispering the truth directly to your soul. Don't push it away. Don't explain it away. Don't let the enemy convince you to ignore the pull of the Spirit, because this is your divine alert, the final door before silence wins. Not as a threat, but as a gift. Heaven is saying, you've been granted a sacred moment, but it won't wait forever. Let love replace silence. Let truth replace pretending. Let presence replace pity. This person you're thinking of, the one hiding their sickness, they were never just someone. They are part of your soul, their name is written into your journey. And what happens next depends not on fate, but on faith, on your willingness to step in, to speak up, and to love deeply while time still allows. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4:8. Let your love cover them now. Let it speak louder than the fear they carry. Let it remind them that even in their weakness, they are not alone, because heaven has trusted you with the truth. And when you whisper their name, when you finally face what your heart already knows, you will feel the confirmation flood your soul. This was never meant to be a moment of fear. It was always meant to be a moment of love rising. And now, that love is yours to give. Chosen one, if your heart is still beating a little faster, if your spirit is still stirred by what you've heard, it means the message has taken root. Not every word from heaven comes with thunder, but this one did, and you heard it. You received it, and now you must live it. What began as a whisper of divine warning has now become a calling soaked in clarity. The truth is no longer hidden. Someone you love is fighting a silent battle, and you, yes, you have been chosen to stand beside them, not in fear, but in faith. Not as a spectator, but as a vessel of healing and mercy. This message has not only pulled back the veil on their suffering, it has awakened your divine responsibility. And so I say this: don't just be moved, be mobilized. Begin with the small things, because that's where heaven often moves. Reach out with intentional love, not tomorrow, today. Send that message, make that visit. Call just to say, I've been thinking of you, you matter to me. Ask and really listen. Listen for what they're not saying as much as what they are. Let your tone carry warmth and your silence carry space. Offer help without waiting to be asked. Show up without needing permission. Let your consistency be their quiet security in a world that's felt increasingly fragile. In daily life, practice presence more than performance. Linger longer in their company. Stay in the room when their eyes grow tired. Learn the rhythm of their discomfort, not to fix it, but to meet it with gentleness. Bring them something they once loved, a meal, a song, a memory, and remind them that even in suffering, joy can still find a way in. Speak words of life over them, even when they speak doubt over themselves. Let your prayers become their blanket, your faith become their strength. But beyond this one person, let this awakening shape how you move in the world. Because there are others, 2 people walking through your life right now who are smiling through storms. Begin to live with a softened pace and a sharpened eye. Be kind quickly. Be gentle on purpose. Carry compassion like a daily garment, not an occasional gesture. Make space in your schedule to be a safe place for others. And, above all, learn to trust the nudges of the Holy Spirit when He speaks through dreams, through sudden emotions, or the quiet ache of knowing that someone is not as okay as they seem. Let this become your new normal. Loving intentionally, listening deeply, and acting swiftly. Because heaven doesn't just call us to be aware, it calls us to be involved. This isn't just about saving one's soul from suffering in silence. It's about becoming the kind of person heaven can trust to carry light into any shadow. You've been awakened. Now, walk in it, love out loud, watch closely, and never again ignore the quiet pull of the Spirit, because that's where miracles begin. Before we end today, I want to lead you into a sacred moment, a moment of prayer. You've heard the message, your heart has felt the weight of it, and now it's time to respond not just with emotion, but with surrender. As we enter this prayer, quiet your space, still your thoughts, and open your spirit to what heaven wants to do in and through you. Heavenly Father, we come before you with hearts wide open and spirits humbled by the truth you have revealed. Lord, you did not speak this message lightly. You moved heaven to bring it to our doorstep. You interrupted our routine, not to burden us, but to awaken us. And so now, we pause before you, acknowledging the holy weight of what we have heard. God, There is someone we love, someone dear to our soul who is fighting a battle we can no longer ignore. You know their name, you know their pain. You know how hard they have tried to shield us from their suffering. And now, you have pulled back the curtain, not to frighten us, but to call us into divine responsibility. Father, strengthen us to carry what they can no longer carry alone. Let our love be louder than their silence. Let our presence be the healing they have been silently praying for. Help us recognize the signs we once dismissed, the trembling voice, the tired eyes, the quiet exits, and respond not with fear, but with faith. Lord, fill us with supernatural discernment. Let us see beyond the mask. Let us hear what their words don't say. Let us step in with boldness and tenderness, unshaken by what we might face. Give us the right words at the right time. And when words aren't enough, let our presence speak love in ways language never could. We lift up the one whose name burns on our hearts right now. We speak life over their body, strength into their bones, peace into their mind, and joy into their spirit. We ask you, God, to comfort them through us. Use our arms as your embrace. Use our voices as your reassurance. Use our love as your light. Lord, help us walk in obedience. Help us not delay. Break every chain of fear or denial that keeps us from stepping in. And as we do, may your Spirit lead us with grace. Let our love be fierce, faithful, and full of you. Let our care carry the weight of heaven. Let our presence be a shelter where healing begins. And for those of us feeling overwhelmed, Father, remind us we are not alone. You walk with us into this calling. You never ask us to carry what you won't also strengthen us to bear. Thank you, God, that in our weakness, your power is made perfect. We rest in that truth. Today, we step into the light. Today, we love like never before. Today, we answer the call. In the mighty and healing name of Jesus, Amen. Thank you for praying with me. If this message stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share what you're feeling in the comments below. Declare it, process it. Let the world know you're choosing love over silence. And if this message spoke to your heart, make sure you subscribe to this channel. There is more truth, more hope, and more healing to come. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of your calling. Walk boldly, love fiercely, act now, because the miracle someone needs may begin with you.